Well, hello there, and welcome back. So today we have a very special episode. You know, 2021 was an intense year, besides the big, C word. It was a great year for figures. A great year. An exciting year. I mean, who would be disappointed with all the cool things that we've got with the whole, this series that came out with all the, it was amazing. And, good old Sentinel here. And there was some bad stuff, like not being able to get the Rancor.
Feel holy! Whoa!
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Take that.
You got him. You got him. Enough.
Are you okay?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'll be right back. Hey, come here.
No. I think he's had enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my eye. Oh. You got him.
Not good enough.
Come here, man. He learned his lesson.
But at least we have Galactus to look forward to this year, right? So I'm jumping on the bandwagon with this top 10. It was very hard for me to pick my top 10. I definitely have a number 1. And I kind of threw in some extra stuff because how am I gonna label this? How am I gonna work this, huh? This is my first one. Full year, top 10. Can we really only pick 10? Because obviously, Sentinel over here, I mean, he's a number 1. He was exciting to get. One of my favorites for sure. But then we have Build-A-Figures. What a year it was for Build-A-Figures, am I right? We got Armadillo, Ursa Major, stinking Colossus from the Age of Apocalypse wave. I mean, and stinking Zemnu over there. If I could finish him, he'd definitely be one of my favorites. Mr. Hyde, that was another good one. I didn't get complete. But still, shall I add these Build-A-Figures? Probably not. I will say that if I did add them, they would have been up there on my top 10. And then it would have just been filled with Build-A-Figures. So I'm definitely pleased with all the Build-A-Figures. All the ones you see here, I'm just ecstatic with. I really, really liked all the Spider-Men that we got and the Iron Mans. And, I mean, the nostalgia is thick, okay? It's thick in here. 2021. Let's get into this, shall we? Okay, so before we start the top 10, I do just want to have a little Build-A-Figure rant here, okay? We have been blessed with some of the best Build-A-Figures ever, I feel, honestly, this year. Great waves. I will complain a little bit about Zemnu's wave. There was a lot of figures I didn't really care for, like the Hood. Didn't really care for him. He was kind of an off character. Was it cool to see off characters, getting their limelight or whatever? Yeah, sure. But also, did I really want to buy the figure? No. Did I really want to buy Jameson to get, there's always those one figure that you're kind of not as excited for, but it is what it is. Still, I feel worth it just to get the Build-A-Figure. So I am still searching for some pieces for him, but I mean, Ursa Major, that Iron Man wave was just amazing. I really did enjoy the Armadillo's Build-A-Figure wave. Great figures in there. The Doctor Strange was gorgeous. The Spider-Men were awesome. I mean, it was a cool wave, and having that classic Shriek, it made it for me, honestly, because I was, at that point in time when this came out, I was reading over pretty much the classic Carnage comics, okay? And Shriek was in there with Doppelganger. I already had Doppelganger. getting Shriek was really cool. It was really awesome. And then this Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. This guy, this is, I feel, the coolest Colossus that we've ever had. Do I want the Colossus and Juggernaut 2-pack? Of course, because that is a very classic Colossus. But the way this guy looks, can't really beat that. I mean, yeah, he is awesome. So Build-A-Figures, I just want to give props to Hasbro for all that they have done. This is amazing, and I hope that you can do the same quality of work and bring us the same quality of Build-A-Figures this upcoming year. So good job, Hasbro. Anyways, let's hit myself in the face. On to the top 10. Okay, so number 10, we've got Ironheart. I feel that this was the best figure of that Ursa Major wave, by far. Besides Ursa Major, this was the best figure. I don't think we've gotten a figure of her yet. The head sculpt just really wowed me. It was so detailed. The cool accessories that you get. Her helmet, just the way that it's cut and it's sharp on the front. They killed it. Honestly, I feel like this was such a great figure. It really just stood out in the wave. It was amazing. Paint, posability. I mean, the thing is gorgeous. It is. The helmet is sick. And the blast effects, it just honestly really wowed me. So this is definitely number 10. Earned her spot up there. Yep. Number 9. Here we have Wanda from WandaVision at the the end part of WandaVision. I thought that this figure, it really, again, it stood out. I feel like this was one of the best captures face-wise of a MCU character. The hair was great. The way that, the folds and the details and the clothes, and then having those pink clear hands like she's using her powers and stuff. I felt like this was just a spot on representation and a great figure. So that's why it made it up onto my list. Just honestly a great figure. I thought it was amazing. I loved the show. Really enjoyed the style of it. It was a great intro to these Disney Plus shows, and I feel like it's impactful. Great start, great figure. So that's why it's number 9. So number 8, we have Red Skull from the Zemnu Build-A-Figure wave. So this guy, besides, like I said, Zemnu, he was my favorite from that villains wave. I feel like for some reason he is so simple. He is simple. The buck is pretty simple, but the little details on it, like how clean the paint is on his skull and the teeth, and the details on his gun. He's got the little Hydra symbol, and it's actually detailed. It doesn't just look like a lump of nasty plastic. I felt like they just killed it on this figure. It is very simple, like I said, but he really stood out. His head sculpt especially, I feel like they nailed it, and having the cool little Tesseract, there it is, the Tesseract there, his little armband with the clean paint, Hydra paint on there. I felt like this guy was just amazing, right? And then they had the pinless joints. That was another thing that really made Wanda and Ironheart for me. They all had pinless joints. This guy has pinless joints as well, with the double jointed elbows and all that. Really just an amazing figure. So clean, very classic looking. Just really made an impact on me. So that's why he is number 8. So number 7, here we have Miles Morales, Gamerverse Miles Morales, from the Armadillo Build-A-Figure wave. I can't give this figure props enough. So clean. I mean, who doesn't love Miles Morales, first of all? Great Spider-Man, great story. His powers, the Venom strike and stuff, it's sick. The game itself was amazing. One of my favorite games of all time. I even almost liked it better than the Spider-Man game, so I cannot even wait to see the new Spider-Man 2. It's gonna be a sick game. But this figure, I love how matte the paint is. It just feels like a very clean figure. All the lines, gorgeous. And he has articulation just like you would expect a Spider-Man figure to have. Great details. His spider symbols. I mean, oh my gosh, the exchangeable hands that he has. I really wanted to get the invisible version of him because it looks sick. But the details on his hands here, I mean, he was really hard to beat. For a Spider-Man figure, I feel like he really shined. Yeah. Miles is definitely one of my favorite Spider-Men, and they just killed it on this figure. I feel like they did such a good job. So that's why he's number 7. But really, like, kudos to you guys. This is an amazing Spider-Man figure. No pun intended. Next. Okay, so here we have number 6. Number 6. Iceman from the Apocalypse Colossus Build-A-Figure wave, right? This guy really shined for me, really shined. The clear blue stuff that they've been doing, a lot of people had mixed reviews on like the holographic Iron Man from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave. I honestly really liked it, and the more that I had it in hand and looked at it, I mean, you just really kind of fall in love with it, or at least I do. You really fall in love with these. You can just see the craftsmanship, especially in this one. They stepped it up hard. The way that he looks, and again, he is very simple. He's very simple. But the way that he is so blocky and icy, I mean, he's Iceman, right? Barefoot, which is really cool. And the details on his, I mean, this one really wowed me out of the box. Really wowed me. The frosted tips on his back. And I like that this doesn't come off. This is part of his whole back, which I feel like they kind of, like on the new Human Torch, that thing falls off. His back piece falls off so easy. And I want that on there. I wouldn't have been upset if they made it just part of his suit, or be able to plug into his back or something, because that thing just, it falls off no matter what you do. It's ridiculous. But this figure, the amount of detail, the really creepy ice hands, and exchangeable hands with the, oh man, it is just amazing. I feel like they did such a good job on the sculpt and the details on this guy. He is one of my favorite of the year for sure. So that is why he is number 6. Next, number 5, we got classic Deadpool. I think it was 80th year, or 80th anniversary. I don't know. I'd have to check on that. Thought I kept the box, but I didn't. The detail on this figure, again, I'm gonna be kind of redundant. Okay, I'm gonna keep saying the same thing over again. Details, paint, gorgeous. I have not acquired before this a classic Deadpool, and he fit the bill. He had so many accessories, the dual pistols, the rifle, the katanas that actually come out. The details on this guy is amazing. He looks clean. He looks great. I do wish he would have been pinless, but again, that's just me being picky. He's one of my favorite superheroes. Again, Ryan Reynolds, if you're listening, hi, it's me. You can be on my show if you want. Deadpool. This guy, I feel, was just, a lot of care and detail was put into making this figure. He's awesome. The box was amazing. The whole experience with this figure was amazing, on point. It was great. Okay, so he is definitely one of my favorites. Number, what did we do? 5? Is he number 5? He's number 5. Next. So number 4, we have SURTUR. This, I was so excited to get this figure. I mean, just from looking at the pictures and stuff, he looked amazing, right? We loved the Thor movies, and he's just a bigger than life character made of flames or lava and stuff with a giant flame obsidian like sword. And the details on this guy, the way they did the paint, how he really does look like he's on fire, you know. He is such a cool figure, and especially to my kids, like they look at him, they're just like, wow, like this guy's huge, you know. He is an experience with a figure, you know. He is crazy. His sword is huge. The detail on that thing is amazing. I mean, the whole package, they really just killed it. Like they did. Details are fire. They're amazing. And this figure is amazing. He's got really good articulation. I love the size. Like he's huge. There were little problems I heard people say about him, but honestly, I think he is awesome. The details on him just really made it for me. And that's why he is so high up on my list. It's because I do enjoy these kind of special figures. I enjoy how oversized he was and how just detailed he was. He's just another figure that we can, you know, put in our Thor scenes or our, you know, like it's cool. They gave us a lot of options, and he was definitely one of the more colorful characters in the MCU. So I was super excited to have this guy. So that's why he's so high up on the list. Number 4. Next. So number 3. I had a really hard time numbering these guys, because again, we've just got so many great figures. And I know a lot of people were actually kind of disappointed with this one. I was not at all. And I don't care what anybody says. This figure, one of my top, obviously, one of the tops of the year. I thought he was one of the greatest in the movies. And having him just be like that fat guy superhero that is just so powerful and awesome. But I don't know, I really connected with his story, and I enjoyed the character and the figure and the last fight scene. He was definitely a big character for me. Big moment. Like I loved everything about it. When this figure came out, I knew I had to buy this. He is so cool. His hair, the sculpt on his head is amazing. The armor. The only complaint I really have about this thing is the Stormbreaker, or the pretty much both of the hammers. I loved the paint and everything about it, except for the plastic was way too soft. I like how soft it is, but when he's holding it like this, it just starts to, and what kind of, you know, super awesome weapon hammer droops after holding it too long? That's lame, Hasbro. But still, this figure, the detail on him, Thor is one of my all-time favorite superheroes, and this was an amazing figure. One of my favorites, and I really had a hard time picking number 2. I really did. He almost pushed past number 2, but I think I was just a little more excited about number 2. The figure, that is. No, but he is definitely, he deserves a place on a top 10 list. I feel like he is such a great looking figure. He's definitely amazing. Let's get on to number 2 then. Well, did you guess it? Maybe. Number 2, Retro Venom. So this Spider-Man show was a really big part of my childhood. Watched it all the time. It was a big deal for me. So when I saw this figure, I honestly, when I saw the colors on there, I was like, man, you know, I don't really want, that's not that exciting. But then I kept looking at it, I got it, and I was like, man, this is an amazing Venom figure. I have so many. I have the deluxe Venom, I have the movie Venom, I have a bunch of Venoms. This one really just shined for me. He is beefy, he is, you know, what we expect of a Venom, you know, and that TV show really influenced me on what Venom should be. And so that's why when Spider-Man 3 came out, it was just super disappointing. He was way too skinny, he didn't look the part, you know what I mean? It was just super disappointing, I feel. But honestly, he is like my go-to Venom. The details on him are amazing. The mobility of this figure, crazy cool. That skull didn't come with him. That's the skull from the Deluxe Apocalypse, which was cool. I felt like it fit. He holds it. It's nice. But this is definitely one of my favorite figures of the year. I was very happy to be able to get my hands on it. I wish I would have been able to get two, but I'm glad that everyone that got one. I do wish that they'd release this again so that more people could get it, because honestly, it is a sick figure. A lot of people complain about the holes on his neck. It doesn't bug me too much. I mean, it is what it is, but the details on this thing are sick. He's amazing, and that's why he's number 2. So did you guess number 1? If you've watched my show, I bet you could guess number 1. Now you must have guessed that it was the GOAT of all figures. The GOAT, greatest of all time. Zombie Cap. This figure, the second it was released, I knew I had to buy it. I did. I knew it. I love this thing so much. The craftsmanship, the details, it's more than what I could have asked for in a figure. I feel like they went so overboard on the details. Like I said, if you watch the show, you know that I love this figure. I love Captain America, and this guy right here, he really shines. He's got a hole through his leg, which is pretty gross. Both of them, actually. The one little bare foot. I mean, the detail on this guy, I could not get over. The articulation's great. I really hope that he's back in the new Disney Plus zombie show, you know, Marvel Zombies that they're gonna put out. I hope that he makes a return. I do, because he was one of my favorites out of the whole Watcher Build-A-Figure wave. He is my favorite that I got out of this entire year, okay? Excluding Build-A-Figures and, of course, the Sentinel, which would take first place over everything. But this guy, on figures, without a doubt, he was my favorite. The detail on this guy blows me away. I still am just like, oh, he's always on my desk here, okay? Always. I feel like he was the top figure of the year. And if you have other opinions, it's okay to be wrong. It is. Just kidding.
Jeez.
If you have other opinions, let me know. Which was your favorite, you know? This is just my opinion. But I really feel like he shined. Zombie Cap for the win, baby. Woo! It was amazing. But this year was a great year for figures. A great year. I am super excited about what we have planned for this year, Hasbro. I include me because I want to be part of your team. You know, we're friends. It's okay. I buy all your stuff. Hit me up, man. You know, Man, Hasbro, you have really pulled no punches. This is great. This is great. Can't wait for 2020
Today, Junior?
2022 year, big years. Super excited for the new retro Spider-Man wave, that black Spider-Man suit. It's gonna go like hotcakes. Order 2, everybody. And sell it to your friends for retail price, because we're not jerks, right? Yep. Give it up for the GOAT, everybody. Zombie Cap. Best figure, in my opinion. I would love to hear your opinions. I would love to hear what you thought was what was in your top 10 or your top figure of the year. Honestly, they're so great. It was really hard to pick. Gosh, we had that deluxe Thanos with the King Thanos head that was just so amazing. Love Donny Cates. Can't wait to see that new Donny Cates figure, the King in Black. I love the Hydra Stomper. He would have made it on this list, but he was too flimsy, honestly. He was really hard to keep up, and I wish he was a little bigger so that Captain Carter could fit on him. So it was a wee bit disappointing, but still a sick figure. Sick figure. Great to have. Gosh, we had Stealth Iron Man, She-Hulk. I mean, there's so many figures. This was one of the hardest videos I've ever had to make. It's taken me 3 days just to think about it. I loved Webman too. A lot of people hated him. I don't know why people hated him. He's a slick figure. Great articulation. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this. Okay. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to be legendary, my friends. It's a new year, new you, if that's a thing. So remember to be legendary. And we will see you in the next video.